Is this thing on? Hi. You may know me as a cosplayer that used to be on a lot of social media platforms that will not be named because they're banned now in the United States. But I'm here to talk about something new. Please don't mind the background that's playing right now. It's Papa's Cheeseria, and I am addicted to that game. Yeah, today we are gonna be talking about the Final Stand musical. The musical that has no songs but has a lot of snippets. There's a lot of musicals that are like that, actually. Ever since Epic the Musical was released, there has been an increase of musicals that have been released over historical events or mythology. My personal favorite right now is the Zodiacs one, where they're doing a musical about all the zodiac signs and I think some of the stories behind them. And I personally became more involved within the Final Stand community, and I enjoyed being part of the Final Stand community, but there are some things to address. Like, some serious things to address. I, like, it's, yeah. Everybody's definitely going with the entire thing where you keep on spreading the word and then people are like, well, this is kind of sort of like Epic, but that's also the reason but that's also because Epic literally ended less than a month ago. As of recording this, it is January 19th. It it finished less than a month ago. So of course whenever the Final Stand musical started ramping up more and more, people were like, "Oh, there are a lot of similarities here." Um, I think the thing that got me a little bit concerned because I again really like the Final Stand musical. It's well, more of the historical event that it's based off of, which is the Battle of Thermopylae, which is something that I absolutely enjoyed about. Not including the Sabaton song. The Sabaton song, however, I am also absolutely obsessed with. I also think that there should be more recognition of many of the gods and goddesses that were important to many of the Greeks. I'm going to go into anthropology and history and the studies of ancient cultures. So, yes, I am very passionate about this subject, especially when it comes to gender studies because definitely women had a great role within Greece. Well, not Greece, but Sparta specifically. But it seems that the Final Stand has been getting like a good amount of backlash for whatever reason. And whenever I look at these reasons, it's because that people are going into the soundtrack and they're analyzing it and they're also comparing it with not just Epic the Musical, but other musicals, and they have nice criticism. At least they start off with reasonable amounts of constructive criticism, but it looks like that the creator is not necessarily taking it too well. And I was a little bit skeptical about that, but after seeing it firsthand, which is less of, oh, I'm not going to address this, it is more of, he's going to avoid even addressing it, despite the fact that that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people are hesitant on joining the musical. Um, Additionally, uh, there was the entire thing with him going into the auditions during Epic the Musical and doing his own auditions thing with the in the comments section, which I have no physical proof of. Nobody has ever like shown the proof of that, and now we can't get the proof of that unless there's somebody inside of a European country or Canada that can provide said proof. Again, I like this historical event, and so far, War is a Siren is one of my favorite hyperfixations. This musical single handedly made me go back into my Greek mythology obsession. Not Greek mythology, my Greek history obsession. Because I really like Greek history, Roman history, Persian history, Mesopotamian history. Promise you, this is one of my favorite things to talk about. And This musical single-handedly made me dig up all of my old notes that I had from like 6 years ago, and I'm like, I need to get back into this, especially since this is one of the things that I'm going to go into whenever I go into college. Now, the reason why I'm concerned, this musical, somebody or multiple people more have said, feels more corporate. Now, I wouldn't say that because I've been inside the community and I may be biased, but I have seen a few people who are like, yeah, this looks a little bit corporate. Um, Especially because of the more recent release of all of the merchandise of the musical. And there, again, as I said before, there are no albums out, there are no songs out. There are just snippets and spotlights on different characters and gods and goddesses, so on and so forth. And they released merchandise. Whereas, in contrast, let's say Hamilton, not even Epic the Musical, Hamilton's things only had merchandise when they started becoming an on-stage production. Epic the Musical didn't have any merchandise until like the second to last saga. And yes, I'm including the teas on this. Now, if it was something like a Patreon where you get to be able to listen to other parts of the snippets, that's reasonable because again, these people need to eat, these people need to sleep, these people need to pay rent. That's what I mean by these people need to sleep. This is a way that they can earn their money, and I can completely see that, and that's reasonable. But I think the reason why everybody has such an issue with it is because there isn't even music for people to like judge, not judge, but like figure out whether or not they even want to listen to this musical or even want to have merchandise of this musical. There's not enough information on the creator unless you join their Discord or watch any of their like YouTube videos, Instagram, so on and so forth. There's not enough information on these people to figure out whether or not you want to associate with them, especially when it comes to merchandise. And there's more people that are more concerned about the entire thing with it being incredibly hyped up after Epic the Musical just ended, and that a lot of people wanted them to wait cuz even Stories from the Sticks, those that musical specifically had background support from Epic the Musical specifically. Like the creators from that musical had outwardly reached out to them, and the person who created that musical had said, yes, this is not an association with Epic, this is our own thing, and this is what we're going to do, and this is what the people from Epic had said. Whereas, in contrast, the Final Stand musical so far has nothing but hopes and prayers. Again, I love this musical idea, at least. And I'm excited for actual songs to come out. They're still in the audition stage, and I'm very happy about how big the community has grown. Half of the community are history nerds, half of the community are mythology nerds, and half of the community are musical nerds, especially Epic the Musical nerds. A lot of people are more of dwelling inside of that Epic the Musical stage, though, right now. But what was the other concern? Oh boy. I think it's the lack of addressing the criticism. It's okay to like say, yeah, no, the criticism is incorrect. And they have said that before on their Discord, but have they publicly come out and be like, hey, we've seen some concerns about what you guys may have. Or we've seen some of you guys' concerns. Let's address this. They wouldn't, well, addressing the situation head on is probably going to be a better idea instead of letting it continue to build up until there's going to be less people more interested and more people just hating on you. I'm excited about this musical. I really am, and I can't wait for whenever it gets released. But right now it seems like things may steadily go downward if it continues like this. That's just my thought though. They are looking for more artists, and there's another thing. I think they're more focused on expanding in like the areas where other people have already expanded in. They have a Minecraft server. I bet you didn't know that. They have a Minecraft server. And I think they should probably come out and say something like, "Hey, we have a Minecraft server. You guys can join and have fun, and that's what the community is." Instead, so far it's been like your Greek mythology obsession is going to get a lot worse when Epic the Musical, Stories from the Stakes, and there's another musical that's coming out now. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, they've already covered that. So, of course people are going to be like, "You're copying this person, you're copying that person." They're not focusing on any other fronts except for the things that are already covered. Am I concerned about it? Well, yeah, this is one of my favorite battles inside of Greek history and Persian history, may I add on. And the fact that they're adding the gods to all of this too is something that I'm really excited about. If this goes downhill, I'm gonna be pissed. But I mean, it's not like I'm going to personally like, I don't know, be like all angry and pissy on public, like on like, I'm not going to go after the creators. I'm not. That's not something that I'm talking about, but I'm more of like, if this is done incorrectly, I'm going to be so upset. And I don't think I'm going to ever get into another musical that's like this. Um like Epic was able to properly cover um everything inside of the relationship between the toxic and really bad relationship between Calypso and Odysseus. And I'm like, yay, they actually did it correctly. Because even some of the more recent translations, we know who we're talking about here, cannot talk about that. And they don't talk about that. And I was just happy that they were able to talk about that subject. And in a serious tone, too, without being too much about it either. Versus Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, where he has already publicly confirmed that he's not going to make any of those things that are definitely inside of the book canon. They're just going to say Odysseus cheated. So yeah, no, that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit concerned. Additionally, Christopher Nolan, may I add, is probably the reason why most of the not kids, well maybe kids younger than Gen Z, people older than some millennials, people who weren't obsessed with Epic, that's probably going to be the way they're going to be like they're going to know what the Odyssey even is. Sure, you've seen many examples of the Odyssey in public media, like popular media, like the SpongeBob movie, which I have never watched, but I've just seen a lot of people talking about how it's literally the exact same because it's the exact same plot. Um, but like, even the casting had me concerned. If this is going to be the way you're going to educate an entire generation of people, because trust me, this is going to be a way that they're going to educate an entire generation of people. That is not the way to do it. And again, as I said before, if this happens with the Final Stand musical, that is something I'm going to be very upset with. My voice does not hold a lot of weight. It's the community's voice. We all know this. And it seems like the Epic community, especially, has already warned the creator, hey, we have some concerns about this. And every time they go about trying to give that constructive criticism, it seems that they either get blocked or they get stopped or they get ignored. That's not going to build the community to be stronger. You are preparing yourself to create a toxic fan base. Yeah, that's also another concern. Shut the front door? Was TikTok just. Wait a minute. No, pause. There ain't no way. There's no way. I just got a DM from a friend that said it's back. I don't think that's true. Oh my god! It's back! Okay, no. Now I actually have to research this. What is happening right now? What is happening right now? TikTok ban. It's now banned in America. That was 2 hours ago. That was 1 hour ago. That was. It's in the process of restoring service to US users. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? It became restored service to users in the United States following temporary and voluntary shutdown less than a day. The company said Sunday that it was in the process of reinstating access after President-elect Donald Trump vowed to issue an executive order to restore the app. What? Faced no penalties, providing TikTok to over 170 million Americans, allowing over 7 million small businesses to thrive. It's a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. We work with President Trump on a long-term solution that keeps TikTok in the United States. What? Oh my gosh, they're doing a extension. They're doing an extension. We are so back, chat. This is so insane. This is insane. Oh my god. I just took a 1 hour detour of me telling all of my friends that TikTok was back and additionally throwing on a cosplay and recording it immediately. I don't even know what I was talking about. Was it the Final Stand musical? You know what? I'll come back to this later. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Hug a dad or a mother. Don't do drugs. Don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. Toodaloo!